Septuagesima is the period of 2.5 weeks leading up to Ash Wednesday, including the Sundays of Septuagesima, Sexagesima and Quinquagesima. During this time, the Church wears violet, that is purple, vestments, the vestments of penance, and the Alleluia and the Gloria in Excelsis sung at Mass aren't sung. Instead, we have a tract. The propers, the readings and other chants help us prepare for the penitential season in every way. We can decide what we want to do and we can get ready for it. It certainly goes back to the 6th century when we find Pope Gregory the Great preaching in the Church of St. Lawrence on the Sunday of Septuagesima. St. Lawrence is the stational church for that feast day, which means that in ancient times that's where the Pope was celebrating Mass. These stational churches have, of course, special symbolic significance connected with the feasts. So it was going on even as far back as that. That is in the year 590 or 591. It's in fact older than Ash Wednesday in the Church's calendar, and it's paralleled in the calendars of the Eastern churches, who have again 3 Sundays before the start of Lent, in which they progressively give up different kinds of food in preparation for the penance. Septuagesima is not to be found in the 1970 calendar prepared by Annibale Bugnini, and he explains why that they got rid of it. And I'll just read what he says in his book, The Reform of the Roman Liturgy. There was disagreement on the suppression of the Septuagesima season. Some saw these weeks as a step towards Easter. On one occasion, Pope Paul VI compared the complex made up of Septuagesima, Lent, Holy Week and the Easter Triduum to the bells calling people to Sunday Mass. The ringing of them an hour, half hour, 15 and 5 minutes before the time of Mass has a psychological effect and prepares the faithful materially and spiritually for the celebration of the liturgy. Then, however, the view prevailed that there should be a simplification. It was not possible to restore Lent to its full importance without sacrificing Septuagesima, which is an extension of Lent. This is very much part of the thinking behind many of the reforms of the Novus Ordo, that anything which prepares for or anticipates or remembers, recalls or adds to a season, a feast, a practice should be chopped off in the interests of simplicity. In fact, the wisdom of the Church has over the ages been that we need to prepare for feasts, we need to remember them afterwards with octaves and other celebrations. Otherwise we don't get the full effect of them. We can't let them enter into our lives as fully as we otherwise could. So that's why we still celebrate in the extraordinary form, and there are many calls for it to be restored in the ordinary form as well. The Second Vatican Council's decree on the liturgy, Sacrosanctum Concilium, doesn't mention Septuagesima, but it does talk about the seasons of the Church, of which Septuagesima is obviously one. And what it says is this: the liturgical year is to be revised so that the traditions and customs and discipline of the sacred seasons shall be preserved or restored to suit the conditions of modern times. Their specific character is to be retained so that they duly nourish the piety of the faithful who celebrate the mysteries of Christian redemption, and above all, the pastoral mystery. So there's no indication at all they had in mind the abolition of the season of Septuagesima. On the contrary, there's every indication that they saw it as one of the seasons of the Church. All the seasons of the Church are to be fostered. It's obviously a part of the preparation for the Paschal mystery, so it's another reason to consider it important.